Hi guys, and welcome to betfairtradingcommunity.com. I'm just going to show you a video today on how to create an over 2.5 goals system and filter with our football stats software, so that hopefully you can start getting on the tracks to creating your own strategies and filters to make profit in this market. Okay, so obviously, first of all, we go to the home page, log in, and then what we want is stats software over here on the right hand side, then football stats software. Just click that and the stats will come up. So obviously, I'm just going to show you the filter that I've created, and then I'll show you how I did it. So I'm going to go to my qualifiers and then my filters, and I'm just going to show you the basic filter that I've created. And as you can see, it shows the games that qualify. Now, the brilliant thing with all these filters is that they do show you which games qualify. So once you've done the sort of semi-hard work of creating the filter, it becomes very easy day to day and does save a hell of a lot of time if you are trying to track stats. So I'm just going to click Edit Filter. This is good because you can see what you've done as well. The other good thing with Edit Filter is that you can then edit it and save it as a new one. So if you want to add another stat in or something to test against it, I do this quite a lot. You still keep your original filter, but you've now got a new one, and it was very quick to set up because you didn't have to do the whole thing again. So as you can see here, my criteria list is overall matches played is 10. And in those matches overall, I need 2.5 goals to be bettered, to go over 65% of the time. So very, very simple filter, but a great starting point for maybe adding different ideas, different filters to it, and testing this out and seeing, how well this does just as a basic filter. As you can see, I've restricted the leagues. So if you just go through it here, basically, the important thing with the league restriction is that you click the leagues you want. So it's not a case of clicking the leagues you don't want or clicking the leagues you want to restrict. You have to put a tick next to the ones you want. So here in Argentina, obviously, I'm quite happy to have the Superliga, even though there's not going to be many matches probably that qualify in Argentina because it's not a very high scoring league. But if they do, brilliant. Okay, so the reason I've picked 65% is that I want odds where they're close to evens on this market, because I like this market for the fact that a lot of the bets are close to evens, because over 2.5, under 2.5, a lot of the time will be around a 50-50 chance. So it means that you're getting okay odds. I'm aware with these filters, I don't want to create something that's looking for 1.1, 1.2 shots that I'm backing and hoping to win. So yeah, for the 65%, it basically means as long as I'm getting odds above 1.8, I should be getting value on these. It should be worthwhile. So anyway, that's what I've created, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. So I'm actually going to go in and do a totally new filter. I'll just save that. And I just want to show you how it's done. So obviously you go back to filter and then you just start. So remember, both of them were overall. Now, if you wanted to pick something that was for home team scoring or away team scoring, obviously you do that. But for this, I'm just going overall. And I want total. And I want games played. Now, for me, it's important that you get enough matches played for the stats to be worthwhile. If the teams have played 3 matches each, I don't really know what you're getting from it. But 10 matches, 5 home, 5 away, it should be enough data. You can do more. Obviously, you could go to, you want them each to have played 10 matches each. So, you'd have, well, home and away, so you'd have 20 matches there. But anyway, I'm just going for 10. So I've got matches played. Then you select your operator, and I want greater than or equal to 10. And that's perfect. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing, obviously, is to actually have, a stat that I'm going for. Again, it's overall. I quite like percentages. I think they're easy to work with mathematically. And then I just want over 2.5 goals. So here we go, full time, over 2.5. There it is. Click away from it. Remember to do that so that you don't keep clicking on it. And then greater than or equal to 65%. Okay. And then we add that. Okay. So that's basically the exact same filter that I showed you a second ago. Now, obviously, then I'll restrict the leagues and I'll go through and I'll check them. Can be a bit laborious, that, so you don't have to do that. I just do it because I know there's certain leagues that will not be liquid. I don't discount leagues because I think they're low scoring. Because if they do find a bet that is value that looks like it could go over 2.5, reality is I'm probably going to get odds above 1.8, so I want to keep those in. They could be good value, little hidden gem bets. But yeah, so obviously to do the league restriction, you just do that. So for this, I won't do any. Date restriction, not too fussed about that. Scopes last 10 matches each, so that covers 10 for the home team and 10 for the away, so effectively 20 games. And then I'm going to restrict to current season. Reason I do this is there's so much change in the off seasons that I don't actually think it's relevant really what happened last year. I mean, for example, let's think about the Premier League. You've got Sarri at Chelsea now, totally different style of play, totally different manager. You've got Emery instead of Wenger, totally different system, totally different philosophies. So that's just in the Premier League. So imagine all the leagues around the world. You can't keep up with all that stuff. So I restrict it to the current season. I don't like playoffs because I just don't think they're particularly relevant. I don't mind too much about the promoted relegated teams because of the fact I'm restricting it to the current season. So I leave that as is. I'll just give the filter a name here, so you can just call it anything you want, really. I don't know, Martin's over 2.5. And then with the notes, you can add in the rules. So I'll put odds must be above 1.80 to qualify. Okay, so I'll just save that now and let's see what we get. So obviously we get quite a few picks. Because it's a Monday, we don't get too many today actually. But the good thing is that, as you can see, you do get a few that you wouldn't do normally with my league restrictions, like so these Norway second. I know there's virtually no chance of getting a bet on that, so I'd restrict that with the league thing. But as you can see, it's very manageable, and in some ways it's surprising that there's not more teams that qualify, but it just shows you how hard it is to have 65% games over 2.5, and that 1.8 will be worthwhile. Now, obviously, a lot of the time you're not going to get that, but hopefully you will. So yeah, that's the first one. I'm just showing you just to give you an idea of how to do that. And in the next video, I'm actually going to go over it, just how I add a few more little touches to it to refine it and still test at the same time. Thanks for watching.